This is it's a random Friday afternoon. It's like March 17th or something, and I just want to talk about rulebooks because it's been stewing in my head. And we have Daniel here.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. Daniel, for a board game, what is a board game? It's rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why are rulebooks not good? It blows my mind.
Because they are written by people who already know how to play the game, and it's very hard to understand what people won't understand about the game when they're learning it. And so, like, there's a disconnect between the players and the designers to that degree, and that's why having the playtest groups and like blind playtest groups, especially, where like you just don't even have the playtester groups like have a person to teach them the game, just literally give them the rulebook, let them start playing. Like that type of feedback, invaluable. But also, actually playing the game, cringe, dude. Oh, yeah, paying people to play games? What? Why would you do that? That is heresy. You gotta pay for like just production stuff. That's it. That's all you care about.
Yeah,
like,
the trailer, the Kickstarter trailer.
Why would you pay someone to play games? That's not profitable. Just make the game. It's fine. It's rulebooks. It's just there. If it's in the game, that's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah, so this really dawned on me because I've been just stewing over rulebooks, and it's like I've been in this hobby for so many years, and the rulebooks they're just not really getting better. They're just not. And sometimes I play, there are some exceptions like Eldritch Horror, and this is not even a new game actually. So
2011 example. Nice.
Yeah, 2011 example.
2012, I don't even remember. It's like some.
Yeah, something like that. And then like this is a very popular game, War of the Ring. And why do I have to go arm and leg to learn this game? And
2008 example.
Yeah, this is a 2002 originally, and then it became 2008, or this is second edition. Yeah, rulebooks are just, God, okay. When you're setting up a board game night, right? You have all these factors in place. You have the people, you have the space to play, which isn't easy to get, especially for young people like us. And then you're playing the game, and what I find it really frustrating is that I can't schedule well around a game. I can't account for playing the game, and I have to open up the rulebook and try to look up an obtuse rule, and I can't find it. And then my friend and I were like, well, the rulebook doesn't say, what do we do? So sometimes we look on BGG, but like, at that point, like the rulebook's already lost. If I have to go online to look up something on your game, you've already lost. So there's a game called Solforge I reviewed a couple months ago, and that game doesn't come with a rulebook, but it comes with the online, like a QR code to go to online rulebook. There should at least be a physical rulebook, but if you do the QR code, that could be a way to QR code like a living FAQ, right? Because not enough games have FAQs too. Like what is wrong with just putting a FAQ in your game? Like, okay, all these games...
That requires, again, playtesting.
Like, okay, one of our favorite games, right? Twilight Imperium 4. This comes with a rules reference. Excellent formula. This is not a new formula. How old is this game, Daniel? 5 years? 6 years?
It's like 2015, 2014. That's like what my brain wants to say, but
so
I think that's off. I don't remember.
8 years? Let's say like 7 years?
I like how all the rulebooks have just like clearly old games.
Yeah,
it's like all the games I can think of that I played are new. Like, hey, these things got the good rule books. You know, they learned.
I've been playing some games recently. I'm like, yo, what the heck is going on with these rules, man?
I'm here coming from like Frosthaven. I'm just like, wow, that's amazing. There's an index. You know, if there's not going to be a second rules reference, at least there's a really good index. And on top of that, there's a QR code in the rulebook to go to the Cephalophera webpage for Frosthaven, which has links to tutorial videos, and then also a link to an official BGG thread that is their like FAQ.
For Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion originally got it right? I haven't played Frosthaven, but yeah, they know what they're doing, right?
Yeah, like I literally, if someone just did not care for the tutorial of Jaws of the Lion and just wants to jump right into a box, I'd be fairly like confident, not even fairly, I'd be very much like affirm into saying like, yeah, you can just read Frosthaven's rulebook and just get playing like right away. It's like, it's not gonna like, obviously it's not easy to learn, but it doesn't have like unnecessary obstacles that will get in your way to further make it bad.
Anyways, this is a terrible example. I know we're kind of all over the place, but if you see this, I'm a ray of light. But if you see this, like, okay, it has the game set up right there. It's literally just a hunk of text and then a picture of 2 hobbits. This is not even the game. It's not even a freaking game. War of the Ring, the board game. Oh, okay. Now it tells you how to set it up, but it just shows you an image of the map. It doesn't actually show you the pieces going on the map.
Why is this halfway into the rulebook?
Don't worry about it. I even forgot what was before that.
What? Okay, there's a component list.
A huge component list.
That's
which is
a
little
going
overkill.
to end. Frosthaven has at the end.
Okay. I think I've seen a lot of games put it in the front, but yeah, end makes sense.
Okay, they're describing game pieces with no pictures. Sick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just put a lot of pictures in your game. Like, in your game rulebook. Like, just Literally take a camera, take a photo of your piece if you need to put in your rulebook. It's like, come on, man. I'm not reading the game designer's mind. I don't know what you mean when you say like XYZ component. I'm like, no, I just need a picture of it.
One other reason to simplify your games besides just making it more like, I guess, like accessible or dumbed down or whatever, it's like it's also just to make it so that it's like easier to write rules for in the rulebook in the first place. Like anytime you see those like pro ZD videos where he's like making a joke about how this Euro game's like, oh, you can only sell cheese on the third phase for victory points. However, the cheese is worth double if you also have the blue sheep. The blue sheep can only be acquired from the blue cheese, which is different from the normal cheese. You know, like,
so these would be
like
these would be like very gamey mechanics that are there to balance the game usually.
Yeah, like if it was like something that was trying to be more easy to learn, it would probably just be like, no, yeah, the cheese is just worth points at the end of the phase. Like that's it. You don't have to do this weird stupid shit.
It's like Brass Birmingham, right? It's like, oh, coal works like this way, you move it towards the networks, through the networks, but iron just teleports because the horse is like,
so gamey.
Whoa, like,
I mean, it's balanced. Like, it's why it's there. But it's also like, you probably should try to design your games in a way that you don't cause weird, like, random confusion like that, where it's like, wow, that's just really unintuitive unless I read the rulebook.
Yeah, or like another example, we just reviewed War of the Ring, the card game. Someone pointed out in the comments that event cards actually get eliminated after you play it. And after I read that comment, I was like, what? No way. So I had to go read the rulebook for myself. And yes, they get eliminated after you play it, but there's like one line in the rulebook that says that. And me and two other friends, we read through the rulebook and we didn't find that. It's just like another thing, like when you're playing a card, you wouldn't assume that it gets eliminated by itself. Except, no, there's a line in the rulebook that all cards of this type get eliminated.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, because there's a bunch of other eliminate mechanics in the game. So that's why it's just like, yeah.
All right, I got
another one. Okay.
I got a sick curveball for you. All right. What are your thoughts on when rulebooks try to inject flavor and theme into themselves?
Oh, yes. Root?
Yeah, root, yeah.
Okay, root, yeah.
I was like thinking more like when people try to make the rulebooks more like D&D handbooks.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That's a very prevalent thing in D&D where it's just like, the ranger is like the wild guy who like knows how to track this one type of prey very well, blah, blah. This correlates to their hunter's mark. Or
but at least in D&D, it's like you're already playing it for so much flavor, then it's more okay. D&D is not as much like rules, right? Because it's just more loose with the rules. A board game you play board games.
It technically has like insane amounts of rules. You want to be really
okay, yeah. But the core mechanisms encourage you to improvise, and it tells you not to really follow the rules. Like literally in the rulebook, it tells you not to follow the rules. Like if you're having more fun not following the rules, then just do that. But board games, you cannot do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, intuitive rules, right? That's something, in case you didn't notice, ties extremely closely to like when there's flavor in the rulebook, right? Because you ever like read those comments of people going like, yeah, I like when my rulebooks have, the flavor text in there with the rules. And, like it makes sense to them, right? But here's the thing, doing that, if you think about it, only makes sense if the rules were designed in the first place to be intuitive. You can't have that brass, coal, iron shit going on. When people are making fun of those guys, which you shouldn't do, everyone has a valid way of learning, right? Okay, so here's the thing. It is true, though, that if you are a person who's like needs your thematic thing existing in the rulebook to learn it better, that methodology, unfortunately, just doesn't work as well with like more complicated, super gamey games. But then those games also, as you probably noticed, tend to be weaker on a theme. So you kind of notice, there's a tendency for how design kind of just falls into place. Wow, would you look at that, huh? Isn't that interesting?
I am calmer now. I'm much calmer. I got the whole rulebook thing off my chest.
Yeah, I'm gonna complain about how in Rising Sun, when they explain like daimyos and shintos, they just like immediately go like, yeah, this is the leader of your forces, and that guy can go pray at shrines up in the mountains. And I'm what does that even mean? Like, what? You gotta design a rulebook, okay? For, I don't know, like, what type of game do you like that you would like to make a game of?
Sure, let's just say like a space area control, right?
Okay, space area control, you design the rulebook for this game, all right? What do you think you should be prioritizing as you're just like making the rulebook? Like, just give me like a checklist of like 1, 2, 3, like what should be like things on there. Maybe like how good the information flow is when reading it front to back, how good the appendix is, how good is the examples, like.
Okay.
Give me a 1, 2, 3,
Sure.
right?
I mean, I would actually structure it like we structure our reviews. Just like the first like 5 minutes of the review, right? So you have an overview of what the game is.
Okay.
Like what to expect.
Solid.
Yeah, like its length, complexity, maybe some flavor, right? The first page you can put in some flavor. This is War of the
But
Ring.
it's separated from the actual anything involving mechanics.
Exactly.
Right?
So this is like the first or second page, right?
Yeah.
Table of contents, very important. And then you just go into like setup. You have a very nice setup, and then talk about key concepts. Like, these are like the key aspects of the game you need to know before going deeper. So for example, explain the anatomy of a card. Explain what a unit is. Explain how to win the game. I guess that'd be like another section connected to the key concepts. It's like, like this is a victory point. You get this victory point by achieving A or B. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. And then go into turn structure, right?
Yeah. What do you do on a turn, right?
Yeah. What do you do on turn? And then like, how does like a round end? What is a round? And then after that, you can explain like more edge cases.
Very satisfying. That's, you know what?
All right, I passed.
I wouldn't have done any different myself.
All right. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, I passed the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about video games for a bit, right? Because like a video game as a hobby, you can just pick it up and play. Like there's a tutorial built in the game. Even if you don't know the rules of the game, you can still have fun, right?
Yeah, you can just push buttons and watch dumb things happen.
Like think of like any, not even a sports game, but like a fighting game. He's like, just mash buttons and like you're still enjoying the game. But like a board game is not like that.
He's like, I'm gonna move this token around.
Look at this mini. This looks really cool. Okay, I'm hitting your mini. It's like, you're not even playing the game. You're just doing your own thing. You're playing like a D&D at that point. I just wish games were easier to learn, man. It's just,
Yeah, but board games are a super like physical medium in which nothing is automated. So you have to do everything yourself, which is, that just innately is going to be a huge level of barrier no matter how you parse it, right? Now, here's the secret strat though, because even though we're complaining about rule books and teaching games and whatnot, the true issue are the learners. See,
oh my god,
no. That's the problem.
Okay. I have the rudeness from this man.
I have patented my own system to learn games so well. I just go like, all right, Ash, shut the fuck up. How do I win? Tell me how to win. What am I trying to do here? Right?
Okay,
all right, cool. All right, what do I do on a turn?
I mean, that, my friend, is called active learning, active listening, communication 101.
And then inside I don't understand anything. I'm just like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, say that again. What?
Yeah.
And you got a lot of people sitting there being like, okay. Okay, and they don't even.
It's like, dude, you're not okay.
They're not okay.
Yeah. No, when you're learning a game, you need to be asking questions, right? It's like there's a classic stereotype of like the person who just slow plays during their game because like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm too afraid to ask a question. It's like, dude, just ask so we can actually play the game.
Yeah, because then you have to make the person repeat themselves later.
Yeah, but active listening, I mean, that's a whole nother skill of itself. I mean, you can take like an online course for that or something, and teaching too. That's a whole other thing. Because like sometimes when you're playing a board game, you don't even see the rulebook. You just have the host of the game. He's reading the rulebook, and he's like, right. So like the game works like this, and you're like, what's going on? He's like, don't worry about it. We're gonna get to that when we get to that after I win the game. What a weird hobby. Like I've been playing it for so long, and like, I understand parts of games I can pick it up faster, but I think overall I'm not that much faster at learning a game. It's very odd.
I feel like I've gotten better at learning them. I haven't gotten like faster. So what I mean by that is like, I will make like less mistakes, and like when I'm reading a rule book, I won't just take like weird pauses. Like I'm not knowing what something means. Like I've been better at being like, oh, I remember hearing about this earlier on, and it makes sense to me in this later part how it's used or whatever, right?
The upfront learning for me is still hard. When I'm playing the game, I was like, oh, I've seen this system before. Oh, I know how to optimize here. And then the gears start going, and I do better than I did like a couple years ago. Yeah, I'm getting totally blinded by light.
Yeah, you are. I've been incandescent right now.
I'm a holy beacon of explaining hopefully rule books well. Let's end the video. My rant is over. I just had to get that off my chest. I know Daniel has had pretty good experience with rulebooks as of lately, but my experience has been pretty mixed, and those bad rulebooks really stick out like a sore thumb in your brain because you just want to play the game. Let me know what you think about rulebooks. Tell me about some good rulebooks. Tell me about some bad ones. Cuba Libre came to mind, but didn't make the final cut of this video. And as always, thanks to our patrons for making videos like this possible. We got all these people over there. And then we also got our Mad Lads of Cardboard right here. Subscribe, comment about rulebooks. I think the rulebooks are definitely getting better as a whole, but there's just those ones now and then. Solforge.